Hey, Sarah, remember when they honored Alex Morgan before the first game against Portugal and then they lost? Well, this time they honored Alyssa Naeher and we won this time. I don't know.
And what does that mean for your girlfriend, Alyssa?
She must be good luck.
Yeah. People who are twins have superpowers. I literally believe that. But yeah, they got the win tonight against Portugal. Obviously, they honored Alyssa Naeher. And it was in her home state of Connecticut. I don't think she's from East Hartford, but I think she is from Connecticut. So that was very special. A lot of her friends and family got to be there. Very cool to see that. But they got the win. We're right in the middle of international break. Friendlies and Nations League is going on. And when I was writing my notes, I go, I think there's games probably all around the world for other things, but the things I know about.
It's a big world out there, Sarah.
Yeah, it is. But we're going to start with the big rematch against Portugal, because we talked about it the first time. USA kind of had, a shocking loss, a game most people thought they were going to win. We talked about it last time. They had a lineup, Lindsey Heaps, Rose Lavelle. They really went out there to win. We saw that Portugal was able to get the win, kind of like, shockingly, not shockingly. At this point, I don't know if it's shocking or not, to be honest, because every team is so good. But USA lost. Going into this game, the lineups pretty much completely changed other than 3 players. So different lineup. From the very first minute, Sarah, I don't know if this was a good omen or a bad omen, because from the very first minute, just like the last game, USA scored in the first minute.
It was wild.
Because you think, okay, is this a good omen or a bad omen, considering this is exactly what happened? Because last time, that's exactly what they did, and they ended up losing. Olivia Moultrie scored, and it was like deja vu. And that's kind of, but it literally was deja vu.
It was like watching the last game.
Yeah.
Copy paste.
Yeah, exactly. So felt good about that. Then, just 5 minutes later, though, Portugal was able to equalize. Their lead did not last very long. A lot of players we just haven't seen. Jordan Bug got in there. And I think a lot of people were excited for this lineup. Then, just 5 minutes after that, all the scoring, I saw a comment online, I don't think I saved it or anything. Someone goes, they got to the game 10 minutes late. United States had already scored 2. See, usually you think you don't score that much, but you get there late to this game, you're kind of SOL.
Yeah, you kind of miss everything.
Because just 5 minutes after that, Olivia Moultrie with the brace scores in the 10th minute.
Hit off the post, went in, beautiful. Yeah, for the brace.
Yeah, that was a really cool goal. An inch to the left, it probably wouldn't have gone in, but that was only scoring till 82nd minute. But a lot of people were just saying they like these players together. They thought from what we saw just 3 days ago to the team we saw there out there now, it was kind of like, you have more practice time, you haven't played together in a long time, an extra couple of days, even though I know they recover one of the days they travel, so they're not really practicing in between the games too much, but they have more cohesion, even though this lineup, I don't think it ever played together again either. But a lot of people are saying this lineup, these, I don't want to say younger players, but the younger players, they really enjoyed what they saw out there. But then in the 82nd minute, Sam Coffey scored. The final score was 3-1. But, we're not really going to talk about this game much. But a lot of people said they just liked what they saw out there. A lot of people are saying, and we hear about this a lot, but should the combination between Lily Yohannes and Claire Hutton, people really liked that combination. And then people really liked what was happening between Jaden Shaw and people are saying, is it time for Lindsey Heaps to be more of a game changer, a bench player, a super sub? That is kind of the conversation. Now, I think people still say Lindsey Heaps deserves to be on the team. She's kind of like, is this the new era? Now, I'm just saying what I've been seeing around. I don't know. I don't know enough about soccer to know. I know Lindsey Heaps is incredible, and she has an aerial threat that a lot of other players don't have, and her experience.
Hey, I just got here.
Yeah. We just got here. But I think that conversation has been going on for a while. But a game like this where you see so much promise, that a lot of these things Lindsey can't do. Then again, Lindsey can do a lot of things other players can't do either. So we're going to read a couple comments. But this game was kind of, I don't want to say night and day, but you could really see the game plan on this game. And it was really exciting. I'm going to read comments now because we're going to talk about the English game in a second. But some comments. Comments about this game. Oh my God, I was at the game and USA played amazing. We love you, Alyssa. Way to represent Connecticut. Connecticut's such a small state. You know, they need more love.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to read this comment about the midfield in particular.
The midfielders were so good today, and I hope the coach continues to play them so they can develop the chemistry together. Imagine if we had the Triple Espresso playing with them. I hope we see them playing again because they are the best scorers we have, especially Sophia Wilson and Trinity.
Yeah. Oh.
I was like, who's Sophia Wilson? Okay.
Yeah, talking about Triple Espresso. I mean, once they come back and Trinity, I mean, people are talking about this midfield, though. I'm a KC fan, so it could be biased, but Claire Hutton plus Lily Yohannes is where it's at. And then this person says, Heaps should be a sub and be used against super weak teams.
Oh, dear. That was kind of wild.
It's people coming from a thought of they just want to win. I don't know.
The team looks so much better without Heaps, and Yohannes has to start. Also, it may be an unpopular opinion, but I don't think Alyssa Thompson is it. Oh.
I think a lot of people are saying Lindsey Heaps. Is it time for transitioning to Lily Yohannes, to the younger players, putting Lindsey on the bench? I don't know. You know, Sarah and I don't know tactics. So what do you guys out there who know soccer back and forth, front to back? Is it an opinion thing? Is it anyone could see Lindsey's better? Or is it just certain situations Lindsey would be better? I don't know. But Lily Yohannes is a very, very, very special player, you know. And then someone here says,
a heapless game, and would you look at that, a win?
That was kind of a dig. So what does everyone think? I guess the point of that video is we have the conversation a lot, but they played so well, you know, seeing everyone out there, and it was great. Okay, so we're going to go from a friendly to my favorite comment about this was the most unfriendly game I've ever seen.
The most unfriendly friendly.
Yeah. Because whatever was going on over in the UK, Manchester in particular, they played this game, it was some wild stuff was going on. So first of all, this was just a friendly. Obviously, we know that they're going to have the Finalissima, the Euro champ against the champions, and that will be the Finalissima, I believe it's called. This was not it. This was just a friendly, and these two incredible teams were going to go at it. And boy, did they really go at it.
I was going to say, they went at it.
I don't even know. You know, we didn't watch the game. I watched a little of it. So I'm just going to tell you what I kind of saw, around the web. Once this game happened, my TikTok was flooded with some of the craziest visuals I have seen in a long time.
Yeah.
But Brazil versus the Lionesses. Also, the other thing I wanted to mention before we start the game, when the refs came out, I noticed there was a very familiar looking ref to the Americans. I saw Danielle Cheskyed, and she ended up being the fourth official.
Yeah, that was kind of wild.
And I was telling Sarah, I go, hope no one gets Cheskyed this game.
Slander against the refs.
But I did see that. But also, coming into this game for England, a lot of the English players were going down. Hannah Hampton went down, got pulled out of camp. She had to pull out of camp. A lot of women had to pull out of camp with an injury. Obviously, we know Leah Williamson has been injured. So they were already kind of dealing with injuries. Also, on the Brazil side, Marta wasn't at this game, a couple other players. But, you know, it was a strong Brazilian team. And also, a lot of the Brazilian players, I think like 5 or 6 are active in the NWSL right now. So they're in their playoff push at the end of their season, / they don't want to get injured as well. So a lot was going on. But the big news, final score 2-1. And for about 80 of those minutes, Brazil played with 10 players. You know, I always say, go down a player, be scared of the team who goes down player. And that was kind of the big news. But starting off the game in the 8th minute, Brazil struck first, got ahead. Then just 10 minutes later, Brazil struck again. Just got past Jess Carter, it looks like there. Then right after the second goal, Angelina got the red card, and I believe straight red, and I believe it was, no one used the term DOGSO, but that's what it looked like it did. She fouled her. She was the last defender. She probably was going to score. Toone was probably going to score. And so that is the rule. You have to give a red card when that happens. Yeah, and apparently I didn't watch the game live, but she wouldn't leave the pitch for a long time.
Oh, no. Oh, I love this ref.
We have an update. Sara was the head ref because she's from the MW, so I didn't recognize her, but Sarah's a face hottie, so you're not gonna people were kind of dogging her ref because the game got a little out of control. But I think she tried as much as she could to keep it in line. But yeah, she gave the red card. And then right after that, in the 23rd minute, England came so close to scoring. Alex Greenwood came so close to scoring, hit off the crossbar on a free kick. So, a lot of people said after the red card, England looked way better. They looked a lot better. And then people made the point of, they looked better because the other team was down a player. So, of course, they're going to look a little bit better. Then that was the score until the 52nd minute. Then 52nd minute, England's only goal came on a PK. And again, kind of controversial because if we look at the PK, Beth Mead has the ball, shoots the ball, then the Brazilian player comes in, gets her in the box, and the ref said PK right there. Now, people said there's a few problems with that. Number one problem is that Beth Mead had already shot the ball. So people are like, well, if she shot the ball and it didn't impact her in the ball, is it still... People said, well, it doesn't really matter. It was reckless, and you can't, even if it's before she shot the ball, it shouldn't matter. But then also people said that, I saw even English people saying this, they think Beth Mead dives a lot. And I don't agree. I don't know. I don't agree or disagree with that. But if we remember, Beth Mead is when Spain or Sweden at the Euros, remember when that was a controversial call? Was that really... Or did Beth really go down? But people said, no, that is a skill you have to learn how to go down. You can't just be flopping everywhere because the refs catch on. But strategic moves when you get touched in a way you shouldn't, to not go down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I even saw English people saying that was kind of flop. But Georgia Stanway connects with the PK. That was the final score. Now, what was going on within this game, I couldn't even keep straight at the times these were happening, what was going on, because it was just a physical game. Because we get English-speaking media, we are biased to say, oh, Brazil was just being too rough. They're being too aggressive. They were being the aggressors. Like, that is a lot of the information that was fed to me. Oh, it was Brazil being too aggressive. Then other people said, well, England got a taste of their own medicine because England is known for... I saw commentators saying England is the type of team, and this was coming from a person who's English, kind of team, you barely touch them, they flop, they go down. I don't agree or disagree with that because I don't really know the art of it, but I've seen both sides. So some people are saying, no, Brazil barely touched England, they went down, and they were flopping. So I don't know, to be honest, but I saw so many things. I'll show you what I can show you. Whether or not you agree with the way Brazil was playing, something like this, you can't put anyone's hands on anyone. You know what I mean? Here is one of the Brazilian players kind of touching Chloe Kelly. As much as you could say it's a friendly match, I don't think you can really put hands on each other like that.
That looks like a very physical game.
Yeah. I'm just going through I saved a bunch of TikToks. Maybe I can show a couple. Yeah, saw this one. This is football, not rugby. And it's one of the Brazilian players going after Lucy and completely arm wrapping them. It looked like a rugby.
No,
tackle.
that looks like a football tackle.
Yes.
American football.
Rugby, yeah. That's not a soccer play. It's not a football play. So I can see the point we're saying you can't, you see a comment like this. They say Brazilian team is playing physical. It's actually just dirty. They are getting a bad rep. Then I just saved another one and it looks like a physical again. Beth Mead, kind of looks like she headbutts the Brazilian player in such a way, reinforcement saying, hey, if you're going to play physical, we're going to play physical.
I don't know if it's quite a headbutt, but yeah, it looks pretty physical.
Yeah. I saved this TikTok, says, lip reading, Ella Toone in an argument. Ella Toone had some choice words for the Brazilian player. Maybe I'll play the TikTok if I can. Just such a physical game out there. Then we saw Chloe Kelly got into, this is probably the biggest interaction of the game. Chloe Kelly and the Brazilians.
Jeez, this is crazy.
Yeah, because this is just meant to be a friendly.
Oh, the ball punch.
Yeah, the ball punch, Chloe Kelly. Chloe Kelly's feisty to begin with, and some people thought she looked like she hit the player, but she hit the ball. This angle I'll show exactly. She hit the ball.
This game got out of hand.
Yeah, exactly. What did everyone think? I mean, 2-1 loss, but a lot of people are saying they're lucky that no one got out of there with any major injuries. I'm torn. I like a physical game, but I want a friendly A. But, I don't want, I don't know. What does everyone think? Did it get too physical? And then I saw English people saying, they really like Brazil's team. And we know a lot of the Brazilian players. A lot of them play in the NWSL. And so I think, I don't know. There is kind of a thin line between aggressive and overly aggressive, but it was a friendly. So I think that's the part where it's kind of like, well, it's a friendly, but I don't know. I don't have anything bad to say. I like the Brazilian team and I like the English team. So it was kind of crazy. The people who watch our videos, a lot of them, I think the majority of people actually watch our videos are from England. If we looked at our analytics, but what did you guys think? Did you guys think that they were being too rough, or did you guys think? Yeah, and then right here, someone goes, no one talking about Kelly punching her, and then she goes, she punched the ball. Are you blind or what? Yeah, so she punched the ball. There was a couple, and that's another thing. Some of these angles, if someone just gets one angle of Chloe punching, and then someone goes, oh my God, she punched her, then you see the complete opposite angle of her just completely getting all ball, then that could lead to a discussion of, oh, Chloe's just punching people, but she's not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I probably put this comment already. Most unfriendly game I've seen. Go you Lionesses. Okay, and then some people are talking about the red card. Someone goes, red card was definitely deserved. Toone had a great opportunity, and the defender just pulled her back close to her throat. A Brazil player went for Kelly's neck, which I assumed is why Greenwood and Toone were so mad. Yeah, I don't know. When you get to those really sensitive areas, but like I said, I don't know if it was a flagrant kind of foul where you are reckless, or if it was more of like a DOGSO situation. I'm actually not quite sure about that, but some people didn't think the red card was deserved. And this person says,
no, the red card wasn't deserved. There was plenty worse play, but you can't say that because of them. At other times, that player deserved the red for the foul. She did not.
I'm not quite sure what that person was saying, but this person thought wasn't deserved. Okay.
Unbelievable how many fouls on England. Elbows, pushing, pulling, grabbing, just about every other second. Such unfriendly play from Brazil. Do better.
Someone goes, love that Brazil still beat England with only 10 players. As a U.S. women's national team fan, we have so much respect for the Brazil team. Happy they represented the non-Euro football. I'm so over the UK fans thinking they're the ultimate. Yeah, and I think that's the thing too. I think when different continents play each other, it's just always an exciting game, and I think that's a big thing. I think Alessia Russo was interviewed, and she goes, we're just not used to playing against teams from a different continent. I mean, yeah, we play Australia, but I think a lot of the American fans really love the Brazilian teams because we have so many in the NWSL, and we love seeing them. You can say what you want about their physicality. They have such fun moments, the Brazilian team. So,
yeah, for sure. Great team.
Yeah. And then someone says, Brazil is the team that fears no one. Historically, they've been the toughest matchup for the U.S. women's national team. As a fan of the U.S. women's national team, I cheer for Brazil as well. That's one thing. Brazil doesn't fear anyone. Like, Brazil's like, okay, who would have got to beat today? Okay, let's go. Which I do like. Okay, what does everyone think? Questions, comments down below. Crazy games. Also, Nations League semifinals. Spain, Sweden. Does that make sense? Sweden got Spained. It's a 2-game series. They still could come back, but probably won't. Also, France and Germany. Germany up 1-0 at basically halftime. So that is anyone's game there too. I think it's going to be Spain, and I think Germany for the final for the Nations League. So that should be exciting. More games happen. Sam Kerr got her first start in 700 days for Australia. They beat Wales. So very exciting. What does everyone think? Questions, comments down below. We'll talk to everyone later. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.